Hey, Tony Gas here. Now listen, it's one of the things that I realized that we're gonna have to do in order for relationships, happy couples to come back, to make a comeback. We got to learn how to understand and appreciate because that's where we're failing at. Is men aren't appreciating women and women aren't appreciating men. And we're looking at one another and we're finding blind spots, we're finding weaknesses, and then we're focusing on those things. And what we are failing to realize is that oftentimes where the woman is weak, the man is strong. And where the man is weak, the woman is strong. And that's where we're going wrong. And we are expecting the opposite sex to be strong in all areas. So a woman is saying, hey, I want a man who works and pays the bills, but also washes dishes and can cook and fix stuff around the house. That's the whole package. A man is saying, I want a woman who's ambitious and she got a grind, but she also cooks and cleans. That's the whole package. Where is it could be or should be somebody is working and grinding and super ambitious. The other person is supporting them in that, but that's not necessarily their gift and their thing. They're more taking care of the home because you cannot be 100 in two places. So wherever you are 100, you're going to be lacking in the other place. And that is why the quote says, if you chase two rabbits, you will catch neither. And the reason why is because you have to have a singular focus. Just like in business. What do they tell you in business? Focus on one thing. Focus on one company first. Focus on one thing first. But in relationships, we are expecting our partner to focus on everything. So a woman wants a man to be attentive to her emotions and her feelings and her thoughts, but also wants him to be a hunter and a go-getter and super on top of the bills and the money, earning the money. It's gonna be hard to do both. There's gonna have to be some exceptions made. There's gonna have to be some concessions made, and you're gonna have to realize and understand that this is not that easy. And the same thing with a man saying, hey, a man wants a woman to cook and to clean and do all of these things with the kids that's very tiresome and draining and monotonous, but yet be super, what's up? Food? Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna sit on the table. I'm gonna eat out there. You got two things? Oh, okay. You got one too, or? Oh, okay, okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. Huh? Yeah, yeah. I feel it. I'm hungry. And the man said, hey, cook, clean, be with the kids and all of this, but then come be hot and sexy in the bedroom. That's not easy to just flip from being mommy to stripper or porn star. That's not easy. So the thing is we now have these unrealistic expectations of humans because technology has created so much that makes us everything is at our fingertips. So we can go and watch this amazing show on Netflix. Then we watch this other amazing show on Hulu. Then we watch another great show on Prime. Then we got another thing we're watching on Peacock. Got another thing we watching on Disney Plus, and got something else on YouTube, got something else on Instagram, got something else on TikTok, got something else on Snapchat. So now we take and make all these things our lover, and now we got this complete love from all these different things. The same thing where you may go to Pilates class, but you also go to the gym. and you also go to yoga, or you also do this. And so we find these things to where this place is great for this food, this place is great for that food. So we now have so much convenience that we don't have to go without anything. Whereas there was a time that you had to walk places, that you didn't have a cell phone, you didn't have a computer, you didn't have internet, you didn't have social media and video games and things to stimulate you. So you had to go without. You had to have a real connection. You had to understand. So it's like, if the man go to work and the woman want to tell her man something, she got to hold on to that till he get back home, because ain't no cell phone, ain't no way to contact him, and vice versa. So now when the man gets home, she appreciates seeing him, because she hasn't had to depend on her need for instant gratification by, hey, I text you, you should have texted me back on your break or your lunch break, and vice versa. So we are so addicted now to instant access, to a microwave society, to instant gratification, that we don't know how to appreciate another human for the good and the bad, their strengths and their weaknesses, their perfection and their flaws, the beauty in their flaws. But instead, we want someone to be everything. We want a person to make us happy. We want a person to complete us instead of to compliment us. We want this person to be the end all be all, the be all end all, to be everything wrapped in one, to be Jesus, to be Muhammad, Buddha, to be peace, to be offense, to be a motivator, to be everything wrapped in one. And then what the person does not do, we take and exacerbate that and make it this huge deal, when in the grand scheme of things, the only thing that matters is love, trust, loyalty, and honesty. And if you have that, when you have those things, that means abuse is absent. That means manipulation is absent. That means deception is absent. So if you have love, trust, loyalty, and honesty, then what really does a cooked meal or a fixed doorknob or toilet stool really matter in the grand scheme of things? Do you have a human who has given you their trust, their love, and their heart? If you have that, that is all that matters. And everything else is a plus, not a priority. So if you understand as a man that your woman may not be a cook, and if you understand as a woman that your man may not be a handyman, if you understand as a man that your woman may not be a go-getter and a hunter in the business world, in entrepreneurship, or in the corporate world, and vice versa. But is this someone you can talk to? Someone who listens to you? Someone who supports you in your gifts and your strengths, even though they do not have the same gifts and strengths? That is what matters. So we are losing sight of things because we're looking for a better version of ourselves. We're looking for a clone. We're looking for our reflection. We know what we want to be, or we know what we are. And so we say, hey, I want someone who is a hustler, go-getter, this and that, because we aspire to be that, or we think we are that, or we are that. And we don't realize that that's just stacking puzzle pieces on top of each other instead of making them fit together. And that's where we're going wrong. We're no longer building puzzles. Instead, we're playing Jenga and just stacking. And then one thing goes wrong, everything crumbles to the ground. So sit with yourself and ask yourself, really talk to yourself and really say, am I being fair? Like, am I looking for a robot? Am I looking for am I looking for artificial intelligence? Because of the metaverse, because of video games, because of social media, because of social networking and apps and streaming services, have I come to the place to where I believe I can just have something that is unrealistic and created to be perfect, to suit me and to make me happy and to keep me happy at all times? Or do I need a reality check? Do I need to put the baby powder in my hand and slap myself and wake up and realize that I'm a human who is flawed, and I will be with a human who is flawed, and that this human will not please me all the time, will not make me happy all the time, will not be the end all be all, will not be everything, will never be perfect, will always be flawed. But can I trust this person? Does this person love me? Do I love this person? Are they honest? Are they loyal? If I have that, I have everything. And everything else could be built upon. Everything else could be added in due time if it is necessary and needs to be added. Because what you're asking for, when you get it, you may realize that's not actually what you wanted. You can have a partner who is attentive, who is supportive, who is loving, who has the house taken care of, and you can say, I want my partner to be ambitious, and then your partner becomes ambitious, starts chasing the money, starts chasing the goal, and now has much less time for you. And then you say, well, hey, hold on now, what's going on? You forget about me. Oh, we can't do no date. Oh, you ain't talking to me the same. Oh, you ain't listening the same. You always preoccupied. Oh, but you said you wanted me to be a hustler. You said you wanted me to make $1 million in 30 minutes, like the lady on Instagram who's selling her product on Black Friday. You said you wanted me to be this and that. So now I'm being this and that. And so now I don't have time to cook you 3 meals a day or to cook dinner every day, because now I got to go out of town. I'm in New York. I'm in Vegas. I'm in this and that. So I can't be everywhere doing everything all the time. That's what you said you wanted, right? So see, we got to learn to appreciate each other for our heart and not just a hustle or an image or a look. And when we understand that we all is average in the sight of God, meaning that none of us are perfect, that we all flawed, that's when we can come together and we can have real love and we could benefit each other. And we got to take it back to the old school, to where when your partner body change, you ain't have Instagram to get on and compare your man or your woman to the people on Instagram. You had to swap that body up with a biscuit and some syrup. And you had to love what you have, appreciate what you have, and build with what you have, instead of hopping online, hopping on a website, hopping on a nasty movie, and comparing and letting that comparison be the thief of your joy, like the quote says. You had to make what you have work, and you got to come together, you got to work together, instead of just changing it out like a pair of drawers. We got to take it back, and we got to realize how this stuff affecting us, and we got to make changes. And if you can make those changes, and then we can start to appreciate and build and grow together, things gonna change for the better. Hey, this is Tony Gasson. God bless you. We'll talk soon.